Hey, hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to TMI, Too Much Information Live with Moondog. And as always, today we're going to be hosted sponsored by our sponsors, Aura.com, which is the online cybersecurity company that I use to help protect me when I'm online, especially when I'm traveling. And I invite you to try them out. They've got a whole suite of services. They've got credit monitoring, spam blockers, VPN service, which is really super important if you're going to be traveling and using any sort of public Wi-Fi because it encrypts your connection to the internet and keeps people from sniffing around, especially if you're trying to log into anywhere because you never really you don't realize this when you're logging into public Wi-Fi, even on like Starbucks in your local neighborhood. When you're logging into other things, you're typing in your passwords and things to log in to your email and anywhere else. Well, unless you're unless you're absolutely sure nobody's put some malware or whatever on the Wi-Fi system that Starbucks is at on their computers, you never know. They could potentially, be eavesdropping on your communications to and from things. So that's always good to have a VPN on public Wi-Fi. And of course, they have my favorite feature is their credit broker removal service, which for those of you who don't know, there's companies out there that buy and sell our personal information, and that includes a lot of information we don't want, like our address, our physical address, our phone numbers, and things like that. Well, these companies you can ask them to remove your information, but you do have to do that in a formal process, and there's hundreds of them. Well, if you use Aura's credit broker removal service or data broker removal service, they'll do it all. They'll contact them all for you. So try them out. Use my code aura.com/moondog for a free trial, 14-day free trial. And during that time, you can get yourself removed from all these data brokers. So yeah, why not use it? Try it out and let me know how it works for you. All right. And our other new sponsor is Mad Hat Jerky, and we had him on the other week. Young man, great jerky, by the way. I enjoy it. I personally think it's one of the best jerkies out there. And if you use my code, you get 15% off any order. And it's just a really fine young man, 19-year-old. Still in college, started this when he was 11 years old, won a bunch of contests making jerky. Based off his grandfather's recipe, but since then he's added so many new recipes. He's got like a dozen different flavors of jerky. The standard stuff like spicy. He's got teriyaki. He's even got some unusual ones like he's got hatch chili. He's got that Carolina Reaper super hot chili. He's got Punjabi Indian flavored, and he's working on a Korean barbecue flavor. That's what he told us on the show last time. So try to use my code Moondog, get 15% off. So here's the clue for today's prizes. And I'm going to be giving away 3 patches to the first 3 correct answers that are emailed to me, but there's 2 ways to win. You can win by providing the correct answer via email, and you can send it to me at contest@moondogindustries.com for the correct, just put the correct answer in the subject line, hashtag, and the name of this mystery brand, and your mail to information in the body of the email. But you could also put it on the side chat for a chance to win a piece of swag from the company that we're going to be profiling and going deep into the rabbit hole with today. So with that, let me introduce our special guest today, Jason Baker. He's the program manager at Uintah Precision, and he's also one of the co-owners. So let me introduce Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you, buddy?
Good, and yourself? How you doing?
Very good. How's that? Where you're in? Well, I'm assuming you're in Utah. Yes.
Correct. Yes, we are in the northeast corner of Utah, kind of on the Colorado-Wyoming border.
Excellent. And what's the weather like, right? Because right now it's been raining for the last 2 days over here. So usually that weather goes directly to you guys.
Yeah, it's actually been pretty nice. Been a pretty mild winter so far. We had some snow today, but it didn't stick. So the last couple of weeks we've been in the high 50s. So it hasn't really been much of a winter this year.
Well, for you, for a lot of folks out there, snow is a good thing, right?
Snow is a good thing. Yeah, greatest snow on earth out in Park City, which is about an hour from us. So yeah, snow is a good thing. We just haven't had much of it this year.
Well, hopefully this is the start of a decent, if not great, probably not great, but at least a decent ski season. And there's no better powder than skiing where you guys are at. I'm sure.
Yep.
So, so the you you're joining us today, and I kind of sprung this on you. We're giving away prizes on every episode,
Yeah.
and you offered to have the prize for today, which will be a T-shirt, perhaps.
Yeah. T-shirt or hat, whichever.
All right, so there you go. So the main prize today is going to be a T-shirt or hat from Uintah Precision. So if you got the correct answer, and I gave you guys the initial clue, and I'll give you some additional clues during the episode, but if you got that visual clue, this mystery brand, put it in the side chat with a hashtag symbol and the one word answer for this mystery brand in the side chat, and the software will automatically enter you into the contest. The giveaway tool is StreamYard calls it, and we'll do the drawing. We'll have Jason do the drawing at the end of the show. So, Jason, thanks for joining us. We'll get into Uintah in a minute, but if you don't mind, let's get into some of the videos that I posted up this week. Yeah,
Sounds good. Let's do it.
good. All right, so let me start off here. Let me get this up on screen. Oops, should have both of us. There we go. There, that's what I was looking for. All right, so the first video that I posted up on my 2A channel, and I have 3. So for my 2A channel, I've got a review of this budget hunting scope. It's from this company that I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called Aquilifer.
I have not. That's new. That's new to me.
Yeah, it was new to me before they contacted me just the beginning of the year, and they sent me a budget LPVO, and they're a budget, budget brand, about the same price tier as like Monstrum and CV Life, and better quality than say like Fiachi or any of those even more obscure brands on Amazon. But I found out Aquilifer is an actual word. It's Latin, and it is the position in the Roman legion of the guy out in front who's carrying the golden eagle standard for the legion.
Huh, that's cool.
So that standard is called the aquil, which is Latin for eagle, which probably that makes sense. And so the guy who's holding it is the aquilifer. So that's what I found out. So it's still kind of an odd sounding name, but it's kind of cool. Yeah, true. I'm not going to say anything about that. But so they sent me out a 3-12 by 56. So this thing's got a honking big objective for a relatively narrow scope. It's a 30-inch tube, so not super thin, but it is like one of those sort of oddball, old school hunting rifles with a huge front for guys who really want to shoot in twilight, or early morning. And it actually wasn't too bad. So let me show you. I'll share a little bit of a short from the full review video, and I'll post it up right now. This is the Aquilifer HT, a 3-12 power scope with a second focal plane duplex reticle, which sounds like your typical hunting scope until you see the huge 56mm objective lens in the front. And I'm going to be testing out this scope today. I'm Moondog, an average shooter with an above average interest in making videos, and if you find this review to be interesting, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button before the video ends. Let's get started. So yeah, that's how kind of oddly proportioned that thing is. But for something that's under $200, I thought it was pretty okay.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not anywhere in the league of a Leupold or anything, or even a Vortex. But hey, for that kind of price, I thought it was pretty good. And I had a couple of other YouTube buddies of mine. One of them is on the side there. I see Hillbilly Up is on there. He got a chance to test this out, and he's an avid deer hunter, so he thought it was actually a pretty good, decent rifle.
How's the glass?
Decent scope.
How's the glass on it?
The glass is all right. It's for a $200 scope. It's better than I was expecting for a $200 scope. And to be fair, I'm used to like shooting like old glass from the 90s and 80s. It's better than that.
Okay.
I was shooting Bushnell 3-9s for years, and I thought those were good, fine.
Right.
And when I pull out my old Bushnell, and it's like, oh, I never noticed this thing had little distortions around the outer edges and, chromatic aberration. I thought I had like the bee's knees, and
Yeah,
compared to this budget glass nowadays, it's just like, oh, okay. I was living with this for like 15 years,
yeah.
15, 20 years. And yeah, this is, I think, much better than we're used to. But yeah.
With optics in that market, it almost seems like as technology progresses and advances, and it's almost like what was $600 a couple years ago is now $300. What was $300 is now $150. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So
I think the big differentiator is, durability and tracking. It seems to track. I mean, it passed the box test. I can't say it'll hold up to 1,000 rounds, but I won't know that unless I put 1,000 rounds through it. So that's not
yeah,
going to happen in
yeah,
inside of 3 weeks. But for the price, I won't. For those who are willing to give it a shot, I think it's a good one to try out. Here, the hillbilly even says, yeah, for the money, good. It's a nice scope for the money, is what he was saying.
nice.
And a lot of folks out there could use the money they save on some beer or ammo. So,
Yeah,
all right, so let's move on to the other channels I have. And I posted this and reposted it on my gun channel, the 2A channel. But I posted this first on my review on my gadget channel. And I don't know if you got a chance to walk around the rest of the show, but um, Vector Optics had a pistol thermal, and I've
wow.
seen pistol thermals before.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, Holosun was famous for having come out with it, I think 2 years ago at SHOT.
the dual like red dot thermal one. Yeah,
Yeah, and the camera was actually like where you'd usually put your weapon light.
yeah.
Yeah, but this one was a unit, a one piece unit that was slightly bigger than than an enclosed red dot on top. So
Hmm.
let me just share a short from that. Hey, Moondog, I'm over at the Vector Optics booth, and check this out. But this is a touchscreen thermal. It does have side controls, so that even if you can't use your touch, like if you have gloves on or whatever, you'll still be able to manually change your menu and get into your menu screen. This is going to be out in Q1, hopefully, and maybe I might be able to get a chance to test one of these out. Well, thanks for showing that off to me. This is really a cool product. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Moondog and Rebecca out. From Vector Optics. So yeah, that's how small the thing is.
That's cool.
And yeah, I haven't gotten a price point. It's like MSRP on that, but yeah, it's certainly like you're saying about technology getting better. I can't believe that they're getting this small.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny you said like I didn't get out of the booth very much this year, but I saw every year people bring by their own products and kind of pitch them to you on under the table, so to speak. And I had a guy bring that by something very similar to that probably 2 years ago. The outside with the housing was like 3D printed. It was like white palm or something. That's what it looked like. He pulled out a backpack and was like, check this out. I'm like, that's cool. And now it looks like somebody brought it to market. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it might have been the prototype for this.
It might have been. He was just trying to pitch his stuff. We get a lot of with our guns. Optic companies come by and show us stuff, and what do you guys think? And it wasn't really applicable to our rifles, but it was cool nonetheless. And now it looks like they kept at it, so that's cool.
It's kind of it's getting kind of it's cool, and it's kind of freaky that we're getting into like predator territory.
Yeah,
in terms
of. Well, that'd be really sweet on like a Ruger 22 pistol, the suppressor and thermal. If you have a cat problem, in your neighborhood.
Yeah, this is great for backyard varmint and pest control. And really, it's probably more the applicable thing because I suppose maybe from a duty standpoint, but I mean your light discipline is going to be just thrown out the window if you're going to be using this. Because just the spill from the rear display is just going to light you up. Yeah. But if you're just looking around your property or just checking around an alley, for if a perp escape back into an alley or somewhere. Yeah, it's really handy to have.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'll be very curious to see how much this comes out at and the actual battery life of this thing. But hey, it's amazing what we're seeing over, and this was over its shot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now for a whole palate cleanser, and let me just answer a couple of questions. I think on the side here there was some comments about things, and let me do a quick call out to everybody. So we had. Deflox Labs is the first one on there. I think actually they posted earlier today, so maybe not quite applicable to a question on the side chat. But we had Michael Hart on there, and we have Porsche Speedster, and Think That Lamb, William Trax, and Avion Gillis. Sorry. And let's see who else we have. Mitchell out there, Hillbilly. And one of the questions, just trying to make sure I don't miss any of the questions that you guys posted up on there. You had a question a little bit further back about, let's see, about the one of the scopes. Okay, sorry. We got Alex out there. Hell, I had a question about a different optic that was similar to the one reviews. It was a Discovery Optics 2-12. So yeah, Alex, hopefully you have a question. Sorry. Yes, mine seems to have an issue. I was curious to have had the same ones that he tested. What issue was that, Alex, with the 2-12? Did it not hold zero, or was there some sort of let's post up there and let everyone know. Some other the folks on the side chat also might have that particular optic and can chime in. And Deflox asked, "Did Vector?" No, I didn't. I did not get a chance to test out to properly test out that X Nano. It was just over at their booth that I got to. But just moving it around the booth and going through a couple of the different menu screens they're showing me, it seems like a fairly full-featured thermal from, comparable to a lot of them out there. It's just that it was super small. And let's see. I still don't see the follow-up question of that. But anyway, for the palette cleanser, I have a travel channel, and I just like to post up stuff that wherever I'm at. And it started actually when I was at SHOT, because we're in Vegas, so we're walking around in different places, and I had my camera with me after the show. So I often, for the last couple of years, I've actually taken the family out with me because my wife wanted to come, and then the kids wanted to come, and my daughter's old enough that she can actually be our intern. So she comes out and watches our stuff over in the media booth. So while we're recharging,
that's cool.
And I'll eventually get her started maybe doing some quick edits while we're there. And while after the show, they often want to go see stuff or go shopping or something. So I'll pull out the camera and film some stuff. So that's where the travel channel started. And I thought I'd share a little bit of the winters here in Northern California, which is not like the winters of the rest of the country. So there you go. It's a typical winter day here in San Francisco. Fortunately, less fog than usual. But yeah, that's Ocean Beach at the far end of Golden Gate Park. Golden Gate Park basically ends at the beach and the ocean there. And yeah, on any typical day, you can go out if there's not too much fog or heavy surf. And that's one of the reasons why people like living out here, is because the weather doesn't really change all that much.
Yeah, I'm used to the Ocean Beach down in San Diego area.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you know it. San Diego the same way. It doesn't really change. The weather doesn't change. It's just warm and nice all year round.
all the time.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into our next clue for the mystery brand out there. And this is some background information about the mystery brand. So this brand produces the most popular bolt action rifle in America. Their model 700. So that should be a pretty obvious clue to anybody who's into rifles, especially bolt action. And in 2015, it was the largest rifle maker in the US until its breakup, and was also one of the largest ammo makers. So if you know who this brand is, you have two ways to win. You can either send me the correct answer via email to at contest@moondogindustries.com. And the first three correct answers will get well, since we're talking about Vector Optics, you'll get a Vector Optics patch from me. So the first three correct answers. So put the answer in the subject line of the email and put your mailing address in the body. And of course, you are eligible to win a prize from Uintah Precision today. You can win a t-shirt if you answer the correct answer in a side chat. Just put a hashtag with the answer on the side chat, and the StreamYard contest drawing software will automatically put you into the live drawing that we'll do at the end of the show. And we'll have Jason pick the winner of that. Which brings us into our rabbit hole. Since we have you today, I want to talk about Uintah Precision. And this is a firearms and parts maker out of Utah. And they're famous for making high precision AR bolt action rifle uppers. And while I believe you aren't the first company out there to create a bolt action AR upper, you are often considered the best bolt action AR upper. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jason, tell us a little bit more about you and the company. How'd you get involved in this?
Well, I had a gun store, had a storefront, brick and mortar store here locally, and Richard came in one day, who's the owner, one of the owners. It was his idea, the bolt action AR, and asked me what I thought about it. And I'm originally from California, and so my eyes lit up like, yeah, that'd be great for compliance states. I think it's a great idea. He's like, well, do you think I should pursue it? I'm like, you could sell a ton in New York and California, I'm sure. And so that relationship just kind of grew, and then I ran the shop with my dad, wound up closing that up just because he was wanting to retire, and Uintah wanted to bring me on full time. And that's kind of the history with me and them. So got brought on and became one of the partners and one of the owners here. But yeah, that's it.
So you grew up in Southern California?
Yeah, Victorville. So.
Oh yeah, I know Victorville. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Victorville, Hesperia, the high desert is where I'm from. So Mojave Desert, kind of the Big Bear right area.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, the big Air Force base. I remember when the shuttles would come back and re-enter.
Yeah, you got it. George Air Force Base was the one close to us, and there's the couple out there near Barstow and whatnot. But then there's the dry lake beds where they do a lot of testing with their top secret stuff. You see weird stuff flying around all the time out there. But yeah, that's where I'm from, is the desert out there.
Yeah, they're testing when you hear the boom and the windows shake.
Yeah,
they're doing something out there. Like,
yeah, what was that thing? Yeah, exactly.
It was so cool when I'm a little older than I look, but I remember in the 80s, and when the shuttle first started flying in, it would fly into the dry lake bed before they I guess they cleared it to land in Florida, and we would hear the boom, and I unfortunately never got around to going up to Victorville and going up to the high desert to go see that, but I kind of wish I did. Were you there when they did the first launch of the first, I guess, civilian space plane?
Well, I don't know. When was that? I don't
Yeah, I forgot. It's Burt Rutan's rocket. It was maybe about 15, 20 years ago now. I don't know how long you've been.
I've been in Utah since 2012. So I was born and raised in the high desert. So I'm sure I was there for that, and around. I was there for the big earthquakes and all the crazy stuff. But I used to go up to the Georgia Air Force Base My dad, I don't know if this stuff matters, but my dad used to run a wastewater facility out there at the end of the runway. So like
Oh,
the Thunderbirds and stuff would come out and do their demonstrations, and so we would park, come inside the facility and park at the end of the runway, which was pretty cool because the fence, there was only chain link fence that separated the facility and the Air Force base. So we got to watch the Thunderbirds like right there. We set up our little lawn chairs, and it's pretty
oh, you
cool.
had a great view. Plus, you didn't
Yeah.
have to deal with all the crowds.
Oh yeah, just went out there. It was, as a kid, it was really cool. So
Absolutely. Did you ever make it down to like Vasquez Rocks, a little, a little closer to the valley?
no,
Okay. Yeah, it's a famous rock formation. I think it's, I mean, just Google this, but which highway that is. I forget that it's the highway down from Victorville over towards the 5. Is it
oh,
the 17?
so
Uh,
there's well, no, let's see. There's the 15 is the main one, and then you come down through. Oh gosh, what is that highway? I forget. I want to say it was the 19, but um, I think I'm thinking about the same rocks. We call them the Mormon rocks. I don't know. You said the Vasquez rocks, but we call them
yeah,
Mormon.
yeah, you know what? It's further it's further west, not the 15.
Okay,
Um,
then
but
yeah, no.
you'd be driving down along Pear Blossom Highway over,
Okay,
yeah, over towards Lancaster.
yeah, Palmdale, Lancaster area.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
It was this famous rock formation that it was featured in like the original Star Trek and a couple of music videos and stuff out there. But I remember I have an aunt who's out in Victorville, and so
okay,
we would drive through Lancaster to get out towards there rather than going over the 210.
yeah,
Um,
gotcha.
but it's kind of it's kind of a flip your coin as to which has the worst traffic.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while since I had to commute that, but I used to commute that every day for quite some
I'm sure
time.
you don't miss it.
I do not miss it. I can walk to work now. So,
So tell us more about Uintah. So you guys started out. What year did you guys start out?
so our our parent company is Uintah Machine. They've been in business for 40, 50 some odd years. Their primary gig was underground coal mining equipment and
Hmm.
hydroelectric power plants, big stuff. And then it's a family, other than myself, it's a family owned business. And then when Obama got in his second term, he had a mission to shut down the coal industry, which took a big bite out of the Uintah Machines, revenues. And so they were looking for things to do other than just underground coal mining. And there's two sons involved. One likes guns and hunting, and one likes Jeeps and off-roading. And Richard is the one that come up with the idea, and the company just kind of backed that. They said, that's probably a better idea. We'll go with that. So that was 2015 is when they first started doing prototypes and whatnot.
So actually not very long. Well, I guess it's been 10 years already. I mean, like time flies, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, tell me about the name. I mean, obviously it's not a pun on what are you into,
Yeah,
right?
it's not
So,
like our Uintah hot chicks, it's a regional thing. So we are in the Uintah Basin, near the Uintah mountain range, which is one of the largest mountain ranges in the country. There's also the Ute Indian tribe. So the Uintah is an actual
oh yeah, I've
tribal.
heard of the Utes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a tribal name. It's a regional name. That's what they decided to go with.
Okay, that makes total sense
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
But for folks of us who've never been to Salt Lake City, or the outside of Salt Lake City, it's yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't
It's
necessarily fall off the tongue. So
yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue. It's usually Unitah instead of Uintah or something along those lines. Then we live in the shop, and we all live in a Duchesne, which looks like Duchesne. So there's
yeah,
also
yes.
things out here.
Now I got to ask a question. So why did he want to get into bolt action ARs as
Sure.
opposed to just a bolt action rifle?
So like I said, this was 2000, I guess 14, 15 time period. And Richard's a big time hunter. Deer season comes around, don't call the shop looking for him because he won't be here. He's out in the mountains for 2 weeks solid. He loves it. And we all hunt here, which is great. But he's a big bolt action guy, always has been, a big Remington 700 guy, and like to hunt, right? And we started seeing this trend in an industry where these chassis guns started to become a thing.
Yeah,
It was like, well, they look like ARs. They have AR handguards or AR-ish handguards. They have AR grips. They have AR stocks. They look a lot like an AR. Why don't we just make an AR that's a bolt gun? And that's kind of where because he'd actually never even owned a semi-automatic AR until he'd come up with the design. So he came. Let's see, talked to me at the shop one day. What do you think about this? I said, that sounds cool. I don't know how you're going to do it. And I don't know. 3 weeks later, he came back with a drawing on a piece of paper. I said, this is what I think I'm going to do. So I had a gun shop, so he ordered an AR-15 from me to try and there because he'd never even had one. So he just
That's
not.
great.
Yeah, he's not a semi guy at all. He's just always been a bolt gun guy. He's like, I think it'd be cool, but I want to be a bolt action. All right, well, go for it. And that's what he did.
And so you were one of the owners, or you owned a gun shop prior to this?
Right. So I had a gun shop here in town, just a brick and mortar store, and we kind of built a relationship from there. And then they brought me on as an owner later on.
So obviously you brought in your gun experience. Were you primarily an action shooter, a hunter, a target shooter?
I would just, being in California, it was, you're kind of into everything, whatever you can get your hands on. So I was just a massive gun guy. Still am. I mean, that's my main gig. But yeah, being in California, you always want stuff you couldn't get, so, and so when he brings this thing and says, yeah, I can't get this, but I could get that in California. That's pretty cool to me. It's kind of unique and different. And for him, his focus was on precision and whatnot, and which is good. So if any of you guys had seen some of you went to uppers, because they started with just uppers back in 2016, they were hideous. They were, I'm sorry if you bought one back in 16, thank you for supporting us, but they were ugly. And so it's like, hey man, where I'm from, guns have to shoot good and look good. So that, I kind of went that direction.
Well, it's it worked. So
yeah.
I guess one other question is, so it didn't come out of the need for getting around gun laws or restrictive gun laws.
No, he just kind of saw that void in the market. Why isn't there a product like that? And it turns out because it's really hard to make one that's good. That's why no one really attempted it. I know there were some like straight pulls out of like the UK and whatnot, but as far as actual bolt actions, I think Uintah is probably actually the first one. And I say that because we market them as true bolt action ARs. A lot of people, they see us, or they see Bear Creek Arsenal, or they see the Cali Key, and these other jar triggers has something along the same lines. But ours are true bolt action ARs in that, well, I got a bolt here to show you. They're 3-lug bolts with 60-degree throws. Right?
Oh yeah, a proper bolt.
A proper bolt, and that's our extension that we make here. So they're actual bolt guns. You can load them to bolt gun pressures and specs. They're essentially, what he was trying to create is essentially that you take a Remington 700 action or a Stiller custom barreled action that pins to your lower. That's kind of what his vision was of this. So the other products on the market, it's great. We don't ever throw shade about anybody else's product. There's a room for everybody. There's enough pie for everybody. But essentially they're just disabled gas blocks. They all use the standard AR bolt face or bolt carrier group.
Mm-hmm.
They stick a handle on the side of it, or they turn their gas block around, or all the above, and call it a bolt action. Yes, but it's more like a single shot. Ours is an actual
that's really what it is.
Yeah, and then precision. We back it. We have an accuracy guarantee, 7-way guarantee. What we put out is generally you're going to get half-inch groups with factory ammo, which 5-shot groups. We don't guarantee 5-shot groups because most people can't do that, but 3-shot groups for sure.
Unless you're going to be like vice locking it to your right. Concrete.
Yeah. Most guys can't shoot that, and we have the accuracy guarantee, we have a satisfaction guarantee. Sometimes we get something back and they say, hey, I don't know if it's me or if it's the gun, So I generally go out and shoot it. Mainly because I'm the least qualified to be shooting, for accuracy out of the guys here in the shop.
Really?
Yeah, Richard's a really good shot. A couple of guys are too, but I mean, I'm a half MOA shooter, which I think is pretty good.
Absolutely.
Like this is one of my better groups with someone's gun. They said I'm having trouble with accuracy. That's a 5-shot group for me at 100 yards off of a sandbag. So if I can go out, throw a rifle over a sandbag and shoot a dime-sized group at 100 yards with factory ammo, the gun's probably okay, So
it's definitely better than I'd expect from me shooting it. So
yeah.
That's I wouldn't throw any shade on yourself for that, for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, all the other products, we get compared to Bear Creek Arsenal quite a bit now, which has actually been in our favor because there wasn't really anything to compare us to before. And now, if you go to Bear Creek, it's like, yeah, you can get an entire upper for $200, something like that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, suspiciously cheap is what a comment I've gotten.
And that's cool. And that's some guys are happy with that. And if you're 2 MOA to 4 MOA, and you can hit a deer at 50, 75 yards, and that's fine for a lot of guys. But we're focused on accuracy and precision. So we want tiny little groups with our product.
And I don't know if you saw the video that I posted up. I think it was last month. I got a 6.5 Grendel upper from them to test out, and I was fighting that thing. To be fair, it was an out of the box kind of review in terms of performance. So other than doing a very, very basic clean of some of the lube, and I obviously did not get all of the lube out of the barrel. So I think that's where some of the smoke was coming from. But they included a little bottle of CLP in the box, and they even said instructions: make sure to lube your bolt. So I thought I did. Usually you put a drop or two. That's all you need. But apparently you needed the whole bottle for the thing, because I couldn't. After the first shot, I could really not get that bolt open, in any smooth manner.
It's part of the design. Oddly enough, using basically what Bear Creek did, as well as I guess Dark Storm Industries would be a closer comparison. That's actually where Richard started with this. He has drawings and prototypes just like the Bear Creek and DSI, and he didn't go that route because it just doesn't work very well. For that reason, it's really janky, it's really rough, and then the throw was very short, so you've got some issues there. So like I said, we actually have prototypes from that exact style 15 years ago, or from 2015, and didn't go that way because we know it doesn't work very well. Your primary extraction isn't there like ours. I've got one. I don't know if I should show on camera. Or what.
Oh, but you can't show any guns on camera. So
yeah.
Sorry,
anyway,
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube.
If we could, I can show you the primary extraction on our receivers built in there. So. Just the system, again, it's a true bolt action, and it's not a converted semi-automatic AR. It's its own action, its own thing. So it's just a much smoother bolt action.
Yeah, and plus that's why it hasn't come out before this, is because people realized it didn't quite.
Yeah, it took quite a bit of prototyping and testing to get this squared away. So,
and to be fair, I hear they get better after, you put 200 or 300 rounds through it in terms of the action. I haven't had that time to do that yet. And I'll probably go back and, but one of my club members does have a Uintah. It's one of the newer models. Not like your newest, just based on how the geometry of the
receiver,
the receiver channel, the lever channel.
Mm-hmm.
But it was when he had me test it out, and it was like, oh yeah, this is pretty smooth. I mean, it's what I was expecting from a bolt action. That's the reason why I was so surprised when I was trying out the Bear Creek. It's like, oh my god, this is nothing like his.
Right, and we've taken feedback from customers and just our own shooting experience, and try. We're continually improving and adding to our product. So like the one you're shooting sounds like one from a couple of years ago. We've changed our processes to be more consistent. At first we would buy, we machine these everything's in house.
Mm-hmm.
We would machine our bolts at a 4140 steel, and then we would send them out for heat treat. And we found, if you're familiar with the back of our bolt, it's kind of it thins out obviously, so the hammer can swing through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We found that when we sent to heat treat, that would give us inconsistent results for the finished bolts. So like the back would move, right, so to speak, a few thousandths. So it's not, you couldn't see with the eye, but you run it in the bolt race way, and it would kind of drag a little bit, or it just wasn't as smooth as it should have been. So we figured that out and changed the process. So now we buy big mill runs of bar and out of preheat treated bar, and then machine it out. So it takes a little bit longer, but the end result is a much more consistent and more accurate component from us. Things of that nature. The detent in the top, we have a spring-loaded detent that keeps tension on the bolt to keep it from coming out of battery. We've finally, like this year, actually, we've changed that to kind of fine-tuned the the spring rate on that. So some of them were a little stiff before. You could adjust it. Wasn't quite as good as it should have been. The ones now, I mean, they're very, very smooth, and it's a very nice action now. So
Yeah, and that's, I mean, just the little things like the fact that since you are designing it to work with with a mil spec AR lower, so just thinking about how a traditional bolt would work with your standard drop in or mil spec trigger hammer. I
right.
mean that took some definitely some engineering.
Yeah.
Now, how many calibers are you guys offering now in terms of the different heads
Um,
of rifles you guys?
I don't know the number. I can name off what calibers we offer. So our UP15 line, so your AR-15 sized upper or rifle from us, we do 223 Wild, we do 224 Valkyrie, we do 22 arc, 6 arc, 338 arc, 6.5 Grindel, and 300 Blackout are our standard offerings. And then if there's something else you want that fits and feeds through an AR magazine, like a 204 Ruger or a 20 practical, 20 tactical, we can do those as well. And then on the UP10 side, so your AR-10 size stuff, standard offerings are 8.6 Blackout, 308 Winchester, 22 Creed, 25 Creed, 6 Creed, 6.5 Creed. I think that's it. And then we could do, of course, we can do 2250s or 243s, things of that nature if you want something different.
That's really cool. Now, let me, I just realized I don't know if you could see it on your screen. We've got some comments about and some questions we got up there. And let's start off with one of the 500-pound gorillas in the room. Is that your uppers aren't cheap?
Correct.
So I mean, obviously, and I don't want to answer for you, but you're a small company and you're creating all the stuff in the U.S. and basically hand making. I mean, you're using machinery and CNC, obviously, but I mean, right. This isn't like just a mass stamping kind of stuff.
Sure.
This kind of level of quality has a price.
Correct.
Why would you? Let me just say this: for the kind of price, some people ask, why would you get this upper as opposed to getting a chassis rifle, a low end chassis rifle?
Sure. So I mean, it's still, I think, price wise, it's actually pretty good price point for a lot of other options. If you get a Bat Action or a Stiller Action or American Rifle Company or whatever, you get that custom barrel action, right? You're $1,500 plus just for that action. Then you have to buy the chassis. You're $1,000 plus for the market now. So now you're $2,500. Our whole UP10 is $2,400, and it comes with a $200 Savior range bag. So I mean,
those are nice. Those are nice range bags, by the way.
Yeah, it's the LRP. Yes, our guns come in the LRP Savior range bag. I mean, it's a $250 range bag. It's a very nice setup. So you get that value there too. So I mean, right out of the gate, just those two things. You had a custom barrel action and a chassis, and our complete gun is already cheaper. So if you already have a lower, the AR is America's rifle. If you already have an AR lower, you can buy our upper and then have a precision gun. And that's what it is. It's not a compliance part. It's not just to make a single shot. It is a precision rifle. That's what we're going for. And it's like people say, well, why? I could do X. I can buy. Well, I mean, hell, you could buy 10 Bear Creeks for the price of our upper. But it's the same thing as Rock On Armory. There's guys that shoot Rock On Armory in 1911s, and there's guys that go and spend Wilson Combats that are $4,500. Why? Because it's nicer and it shoots better, and then past that, like you mentioned earlier, everything we do is American made with American materials. That's another thing. The materials, like it's American steel, it's American aluminum. We're not buying, foreign materials to make our product. Everything is American made in America. So there is a premium to that, and that's something we're proud of. It matters to us. We hope it matters to our customers as well. But that's kind of the battle we've been fighting this whole time is people go, well, why? And it's like, well, why did you build a chassis gun? Why didn't you just buy a Remington 700 as it's set? Why wasn't that good enough? It's the same thing. This ARs are fun. But bolt gun ARs are actually really fun. And, especially if you live in a state where you can run suppressors and whatnot, they're a lot cleaner. They're a lot quieter. And it's just, if you're used to the AR platform, the manual of arms is the same. So like if you take a new shooter or like we have SWAT teams running our guns. So it's like you take a police guy and he's patrol guy and now he's on the SWAT team. he's been carrying an M4 for 10 years, and now he's running for SWAT, and they put our UP10 in his hands. He goes, "Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
I've been carrying this. I've been shooting this. I qualified with this before." So it's a quicker, easier transition, and they shoot. It's not, you don't see these other options in SWAT team hands. You just don't, in military, units. So.
Yeah, and I guess there's a lot to be said about it. I mean, if we're gonna spend some money for an adjustable stock anyway, and for an upgraded trigger, why not just use the one you're used to?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You've got that pistol grip that you like. You've got the trigger you like. Got the stock you like. Everything crosses over exactly the same. The bolt catch, functions as it would. So on ours, you throw the last round out, the bolt stays back with the bolt catch. So if you want to close the bolt on an empty mag, you press the bolt catch, run it forward, or drop the mag and put a new mag in. So everything just crosses directly over, but it's still an AR.
So if one of the things I did come across is, would you recommend running it off of for precision? Would you recommend running it off of a mag, or doing some sort of custom mag that has, if you want to do single shot? Some of the precision guys would say, you don't never want to strip it off of the mag, just because you might, introduce something into.
Yeah, because it is the nature of the AR, the way they feed and whatnot. I don't shoot well enough for it to make a difference, right? So to be
neither
honest,
do I. I just was asking for a friend.
I run mine from a mag. So I said, if I can shoot a half MOA group, I'm good with that. And I can shoot. I've shot less. I've shot 1/4 inch groups, but it's not common for me. But so I mean, if I'm shooting at half MOA, that's great for me. I know the gun is capable of more. We do have customers that use it's the bobsled. There's a guy that makes, I think it's actually called the bobsled. It's a single shot magazine insert. So there's guys that use our stuff in, I guess, F class or other competitions, and they do utilize that for that reason. They don't want any imperfections in the bolt tip, which that makes sense. It's going to be the less drag on the bullet, the more consistent, more accurate it's going to be. But for me, I just run from a mag because I'm not that great of a shot.
I was just thinking, because I run an insert, a single shot insert in my rimfire chassis gun, and to be honest, I haven't. Sorry about that. That's Apple. That's Apple doing, like, depending on your hand gestures. It does this. So I think it was because I had the thumbs up going.
Oh, that's
I did
cool.
that. I'm sorry. I forgot. I don't know how to turn that off. That feature off. So where I was going with this is that to be perfectly honest, I bought that insert and it was 3D printed, just to see if there's any difference, because the real precision guys like Pursuit of Accuracy and some of the other guys will say, oh no, you have to load each of the rounds individually just to make sure you don't introduce any imperfections on the bullet face.
Right.
And I personally, like you, I have not experienced any difference in terms of the groups, but I ran it just to try it. And I was just thinking, I suppose somebody could make a 3D printed single shot magazine sled that would disable the bolt catch, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm trying to think. I've had customers send me pictures of modified. We usually run Magpul mags or Min 2 magazines, polymer magazines, and they've modified the back of the follower to where the bolt catch doesn't catch it, and use it that way. They just drop the round in the ejection port and run the bolt forward. So I've seen that as an option too. But I want to say it's the bobsled is the one that's more popular. It's rather than being 3D printed, I want to say it's like Delron, so it's a much higher quality, harder plastic that uses.
Well, for anybody out there who does high end, I know a couple of, actually, I don't know if he's out there on the side chat right now. There's a couple of high end 3D plastic guys. Hey, you should partner up with Uintah. Maybe you guys could send Jason a prototype of a mag, design a mag, and there you go. Then they could sell it as an upgrade part for those who want to run a single shot on.
Or even modified follower, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you listed a whole slew of different caliber types.
Mhm.
And sometimes I get to, I mean, everybody likes to experiment with their loads and everything else, and wildcat stuff. But I honestly think there are way too many options in terms of for long range precision.
Yeah.
But my other question would be, what's the next caliber that you think you'll be working on?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we have a really good relationship with Hornady.
Hmm.
Like when before the 6 ARC came out, they used our action to do a lot of their bolt gun testing with.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. So we have a good partnership with them. So usually, if they're doing it, if you go to Hornady's website and they release a new caliber, if it'll run in our gun, we're listed as one of their partners on that on the web page.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, basically, if Hornady's doing it, we're probably doing it. If we're running an AR, the last one was the 22 Creed and the 25 Creed with them, as well as all the whole ARC line. So we're always running with Hornady where we can. We did. Oh, I guess I forgot. We do 6 Max as well. It's not as popular as 6 ARC, but
Hmm.
we had a lot of requests for it for a while there for 6 Max. That's probably one of the ones we did. We started offering more recently. But yeah, as far as what's in the future, I don't know. I know internally we're looking to do short action ultra mags like 6.5 SOM and 7 SOM,
Interesting.
30 or 30 WSM. Would like to do that. We actually met a guy at SHOT Show. We get a lot of requests for like 6.5 PRC, and that's just a little bit too long for a standard AR-10 lower.
Yeah.
But we met a guy at SHOT Show that is making AR-10 or LR-308 size lowers that take AICS mags. So we're starting
Oh,
to.
I don't know what, I wasn't familiar with the ICS mags.
So your AICS mags would be like your traditional bolt guns. So like LI's chassis guns, they're
Hmm.
the magazines and they're single stack. So like we use a
Oh,
mag.
okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
use
yeah.
a mag for double stack. So these are single stack bolt action mags. So he's come up with a lower that will take an AICS mag, but we could potentially put our upper on top of it. So those should be to
Oh,
us next week. So we'll start doing some testing. And if that's the case, then we'll start offering like 6.5 PRC and whatnot, which would be pretty cool.
so does that mag fit into a standard mag well, or would it be a custom lower?
So it's his custom lower. So essentially,
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't had one in hand yet, but from what I can gather, is the magwell has been, so it's still the DPMS LR308 pattern that we utilize for our UP10s, but that magwell has been lengthened, and then obviously the the geometries and whatnot are made to accept that single stack magazine.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll probably go down that road here in the near future, and if not, we'll still pursue the SOM calibers. So.
Any thoughts as to doing any rimfire precision? I know a lot of guys who use those as training rifles for their full size
Yeah.
Marines. That was the whole concept behind the Ruger Precision rimfire.
That is probably our number one requested caliber or offerings of rimfire, 22 long or something, in 22 mags, something along those lines. We haven't figured that out yet. How to make that work with our bolt and our current action. It's with the air trigger. It's just it's tricky. We haven't thrown a lot of time at it, but it's our number one request. One next to 9mm, which is really weird. We do have a 9mm prototype
Oh,
around. Yeah, so we have a 9mm prototype. I think I'd rather do 10mm because I think a 10mm bolt action with a 16-inch barrel would be pretty sweet. And that will feed easier just because the length of the cartridge. But yeah, the 22 rimfire is on our list of things to investigate and kind of run down. Have you ever talked to Kenny over at Desert Precision Gunworks? He's out of Arizona.
no, but I'm familiar with them. But
Okay,
yeah.
so he does a ton of 22 stuff. And he's had a couple of our guns for a while. Last time I talked to him, he said he might have a solution for us. So we got to get with Kenny and see what he's come up with. But
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what he suggests to you guys, because
yeah,
I know he does he does some 22 shooting, rimfire shooting.
yeah. So we'll see. But as for us, we've just been too busy with the standard stuff right now. But hopefully we can do that.
Well, that's good. Hopefully you guys you got more work than you can stand.
We're gonna keep him busy. So
That's always good to hear.
yeah.
Oh, so let me see if I missed any questions on the side chat specifically about these.
I see one from William. Are they 6061 or higher, milled or forged? So
sorry.
our UP 15 line is 6061 billet, and we machine them out here in house. And then the UP 10s are 7075 billet.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great question. I'm trying to find that question so I can post it up so the other folks can. Oh, here they are. It was over here. And thanks for answering that.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yeah, the true test for is a 5 round group with 500 rounds on it. In terms of how it performs. Um, yeah, I'd be happy to do these long-term tests if I could get an ammo sponsor for that.
that's the hard part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm not gonna run just for my own shits and giggles. 500 rounds of 6.5 or
Yeah.
whatever, or
Yeah.
or even 308 for that matter.
Yep.
It's interesting that people are asking about a 9 because I'm just thinking like, does anybody? Does anybody make it a match 9? I mean,
I don't
otherwise
even.
you're.
I don't even know, and it's really weird because in my mind, 9 is basically 300 blackout. If you're shooting suppressed subsonic stuff, it's like why not just do a blackout? Or the 338 arc was really sweet. I'm not sure, but I mean we had a ton of requests for it. So like I said, we got a prototype and we're trying to fine tune it. But in my opinion, I would just run blackout, or honestly, I'd run 338 arc. The 338 arc, in my experience, it runs a lot cleaner than a 300 blackout. So if you're in 300 blackout semi-auto and suppressed, you know how dirty it gets and how nasty it is. But even in a bolt gun, a 300 blackout, when you run our bolt and fire it, and you run that bolt to the rear, you've got that little gold dust speckle from the unburnt powder in there all the time. The 338 does not do that. I mean, we've got the gun I was going to show was our range gun. We were at Staccato Range this year for SHOT Show, and I think that gun had easily 500 rounds through it just on that. It's an 11-inch 338 arc, and I mean you can't tell. You run a couple of patches.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so that 338 burns really clean and efficient. So anyway, I don't know why the 9mm thing is a big deal. Probably because ammo's cheap,
That's true, but I just like other than ringing steel and being able to say, okay, I can hit that plate. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, I think 10mm would be pretty cool because you got some heat behind that one. So.
Yeah, considerably more.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if there's
sorry, 6GT. We do offer 6GT. That was the one I forgot on the UP10. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Porsche Speedster 6GT is a standard offering from us.
Great. And let's see. William says, I can't see any difference whatsoever between a single and magazine fed for rounds properly seated either way. You're actually is going to come into play. True. I think it's more of like maybe it's like one of those old wives' tales more than anything else, or maybe when people were. Did anybody run, anything that wasn't Full Metal Jacket? I mean, it makes a difference if you're shooting rimfire because everybody's shooting lead round nose. But
a lot of it is the projectile selection. So like our guns, we actually test our 223 wilds. We typically run Frontier 5.56 boat tail hollow points, but you get a 77 grain like an SMK. They're really long, so they can actually drag on our feed ramp or a standard AR's feed ramp. They're really long, so I can see like maybe you're malforming the tip of the projectile.
Okay, yeah,
kind of getting it. But the comment about the accuracy that is where our accuracy comes from. So like the tolerances we keep in our actions. So like not typical of like a Remington 700. Say like if you've shot a Remington 700 and you run the bolts or whatever, you're cleaning your gun, you drop it on your garage floor and you hit the lugs on that bolt, right? You can't just buy a bolt typically and throw that in there. You have to have it rehead spaced and have some work done to make sure that's okay. Like our bolts, we machine large batches of our uppers and large batches of our bolts, and they go in bins and we assemble them together, right? So you and I go out to the shooting range and you're having problems, or you had a hot load and you blew your bolt up somehow, right? I need to finish testing. I can really take the bolt out of my gun and give it to you, and there's no change. And actually still. So like what I'm getting at is the accuracy is still there because the tolerance is so tight. So
yeah,
that bolt action, it's seating and putting that that cartridge in the same spot every single time. So that comment that was made, that is where your accuracy comes from. But
absolutely. And I think it's like doing damage to billable effects. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Okay. So we're getting towards the end. Oh, we blew past the hour. I'm sorry for keeping you so long.
Well, you're fine.
Let's wrap things up here. And because we got some stuff to give away, but I forgot to totally to show some of, while we can't show anybody handling firearms because of YouTube's rules, I could have thrown up some of the images. So let's quickly run through some of the stuff that I pulled off of your website.
Sure.
This is your own, the full upper and lower, correct?
Yeah, and that is our last generation. So there have been some updates as far as aesthetics and whatnot go. But yeah, that's the details are still the same. So like our UP10, that's a UP10, still has a 20 MOA degree machined into the receiver. M-lock handguards. One of the things we debuted at SHOT Show was last year we kind of went to a reduced midsection handguard for lighter weight and that smaller profile, and we got a ton of feedback from customers saying, "Hey, I need that real estate for clip-on thermals or whatever."
Oh, interesting.
So we went back to this style rail here where there's full pick at the 12 o'clock position, but as in addition to that, at the 6 o'clock on the bottom side, we went with integrated ARCA rail. So the ARCA rail is.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a suggestion.
Yeah.
For sure.
So those are still in production. So the ones we showed at SHOT Show were prototypes. Like I literally Cerakoted them the Thursday before we left. So those ones we're still fine tuning them. But I'm hoping pretty much any order that goes out from March forward would have the new ARCA rail option as the standard. So
that's great. Yeah, that's especially for folks shooting in any kind of competition. That's great.
Yeah.
And I've got this other beauty shot, and you can see a nice selection of Hornady ammo, which is my favorite, by the way, on just my regular AR.
Yeah. I don't know where that picture came from. That's not.
Oh, it's not one of yours? Okay, sorry.
You're fine. It looks like a magazine article. I'm just not familiar with that picture or that suppressor, so I'm trying to figure out where that came from. But that's even an even older design looks like. But yeah.
Cool. All right. So speaking of wrapping things up, let's give away some things. Or we got some contests, and I wanted to just let the folks out there know that we have a giveaway tonight. So here's the final clue. This mystery brand was founded in 1816 in Ilion, New York, and was one of the oldest gun makers in the U.S. It went into bankruptcy in 2020, and its ammo division was sold to Vista Outdoor. Its Marlin rifle brand was sold to Ruger, who everybody now knows is reissuing out, especially the lever guns. But the rifle company itself was sold to a private investment firm, Round Hill Group, which I have absolutely no idea anything about the investment company. But so they still make rifles, and if you know who this is, please put a hashtag in front of your answer so that the software can automatically pick you as a contestant. Now, if there's two ways to win, what I'm giving away, if you email me the correct answer, the first 3 correct answers will receive a Vector Optics patch. But if you put into the side chat there the correct answer and with a hashtag, Jason will be giving away a Uintah t-shirt or cap, your choice.
Your choice. Yep.
Yeah. And so we'll be doing the drawing at the end of the show. So if you know the answer, put your answer on the side chat, and we'll be doing the drawing at the very end. But for those of you who don't know, I also have a monthly giveaway on my channel, on my website. And this month I'll be giving away a Vector Optics LPVO. And also in a separate contest sponsored, the Vector Optics LPVO is sponsored by Vector Optics. And I'm also having a contest that is for an Olight Arc Pro, which is their newest of their flattened EDCs. Really great. Been doing a long-term test with this one. The coolness about this particular new model is that it offers you the selection between a flood and a long distance beam. So you can select that with using the analog controller wheel on the front between your regular long throw and a flood beam. And it still has the laser and the UV. And this thing practically, I mean, I still have yet to recharge this after doing my initial runtime test on this and recharging it. It's still, and I took this, out a couple of trips, including SHOT Show. So yeah, the thing's great. So go to my website and I'll include, you can go to moondogindustries.com/contest. And let me just post up the link on the side chat for everybody. So you can find that. Give me a second here. And Jason, you're welcome to enter the contest as well. For if you want a that EDC, it's a pretty nice EDC light.
That's cool.
Pretty bright. Yeah. And
looks slim profile. Looks nice.
Yeah, and it's absolutely free. You just have to go to there's slightly different criteria for entering the contest, for qualifying for the contest, because it is a contest and not a sweepstakes. So you have to prove that you're a human by going to the forms that you'll find on moondogindustries.com, filling out the forms, uploading a screenshot that shows that you're a subscriber to the channel, and some other things. And there's slightly different rules for each of those two contests, but you have a chance to win. I'll be doing the drawing at the contest ends at the end of this month, and I'll be doing the drawing at the beginning of next month. And today we're also doing a drawing for a giveaway of an O-Site compact battery operated red dot. So that was from last month's contest. And with your help, Jason, we're going to pick the winner today. You're up for that?
Yeah, sounds cool.
Okay. Oh, before we get into that drawing, though, I just wanted to remind you guys, my son's middle school is going to DC next month, and so we're doing a fundraiser for his school. We're raising money for the teachers' luggage. So because they have to bring like first aid kits and other things. So we're looking out for the teachers, and so we're covering their luggage fees. So if I've put in a couple of items that I've previously reviewed at the moondogindustries.com/yard sale. And if you donate to the fundraiser, you get those items. So there you go. I'll point you to that website there you see on screen. And this is the red dot that you could win today, or that somebody's going to win today. It's they're one of their first ones that offers a replaceable coin battery on the side, which is the big thing that everybody was complaining about. Their original rechargeables is that they wanted to have a replaceable battery. I actually have not. I think the rechargeable one was a really cool solution for folks who do a lot of competition, so that they could top off their red dot all the time, or for guys in law enforcement, because your duty pistol can be constantly charged while you just put the magnetic charger on it in your patrol vehicle at any time, and you never have to worry about the thing dying on you at any point. So it seems kind of a non-issue to be concerned about the battery dying. But for those of you who do want to be able to swap out the battery, well, now you get a chance to win one. All right, so let's do the drawing now. Let me put this on screen. Let me know. I don't know. Can you guys see the screen? I'm trying to figure if let me remove this. There we go. Can you see it now? The wheel of names?
I can see it.
Okay, good. All right, so give me a countdown, Jason, and I will hit the start.
All right. How about a 3, 2, 1? Like a 3, 2, 1.
All right. And the winner's gonna be all right, Andrew Franklin. Congratulations. Oops, let me just make sure I got that. Oh, what happened there? What happened? There we go. I don't know why it jumped up like that. I didn't even know that other screen was there. Okay, so wait, sorry. Why is it showing Mike Medina on this screen?
Like gave you a fresh wheel, looks like.
Is that what happened? Okay, that was really strange. Andrew was the one who won, correct?
Yeah, he was green last time though.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry about that, Mike. So Andrew, you're gonna get, since we everybody saw that you won on the previous screen. We're gonna give that to you. I'll be contacting you, and I'll send your mail to information over to OSITE to send out for your prize. But let's get into the prize for today, and that's going to be given out by Uintah Precision. And let me just bring up that screen for everybody. And give me a second here. Share screen. We're going to the giveaway tool. And let me know if you can see this on screen, Jason.
I can see it says Remington. Yep.
Great. All right. So we have 9 entries. Give me a countdown and I'll hit the draw button.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see who's going to get it. Porsche Speedster. Congratulations.
Sweet.
All right. So Porsche Speedster, do me a favor. Send me an email at contest@moondogindustries.com. Just remind me that you get and tell me if you want the t-shirt or the cap, and get me, just put in your mail to information so I can forward it directly to Jason after the show, and he will send you and the size. If you're going to go with a t-shirt, let me know let Jason know which size you'd like on that. And is there a color choice as well?
Oh, I'm trying to think what we got on hand. It'd probably it's an OD green shirt. It says Uintah Precision with our logo on it. That's probably the one we send out. I think it's the best looking one. And then a hat would be, we've got some green multicam UP hats.
Sounds good. All right. So Porsche Speedster, let Jason know which of those you'd like and which which size, and put that in your email at contest@moondogindustries.com. And let me just post a link to that on screen for convenience sake. And just let me know, and I'll forward it off to Jason. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about honestly, I have shot at least an early version in 5.56 of your rifle, and I got to see it over at SHOT Show. Really cool stuff. Awesome. I'll check. I'll circle back with you maybe later this year if you have a T&E sample. I can do a review for you guys. I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, let's get that going.
All right, and maybe I know you guys make some other products and accessories. Maybe you'd express some interest in maybe sponsoring one of the contests in a month or so.
Yeah, we got other products. Our triggers are really popular, so
there you go. Hey, okay, guys on the side, if you guys would like to win a trigger from Uintah, let me know. Put it right there. Just say I want a trigger, just to see how much interest there is. It's not a contest yet. I'll talk to these guys and
we've
set
got
something up.
So I'll make it the good one. We'll do our Victoris, which is about a pound and a half single stage.
Pound and a half.
Yeah, MP3 coated cassette style drop-in trigger. So it works with our bolt guns, and it would work with any AR you have as well. So,
ooh, pound and a half trigger. That's nice and light for yeah.
We usually send about 1.75, which is still light, but it's really nice trigger.
Yeah, my CZ trigger is only a pound and a half, and that's pretty dark. And everybody who shoots that is like, oh my god, this is so light. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll put in that.
Oh, that's awesome. So, hey, there you go. Thanks again, Jason, for joining us. And I'd love to have you back again, especially when we get some details about that giveaway. Maybe you can come back and we could talk more about growing up and back in the day when in California, when people weren't so anti-gun.
Yeah, I remember going to the Pomona Gun Show, man. That was a thing. That was awesome. Awesome.
I remember when people were open carrying. It's like, so I mean, other than in South Central, late at night. But I mean, I remember when when you could, it wasn't so weird to go to Denny's, and and some guy, a cowboy would come in literally, and with leather holster come in. Wasn't weird.
It wasn't weird. Yeah, the culture definitely changed, unfortunately. So. Yeah, I'd love to come back. I really appreciate you guys having us on. Let us talk about our product, and thanks to everybody that tuned in. Appreciate you guys.
So everybody, check out Uintah. I should let me put their Well, anyway, maybe I can't post it up there because of YouTube's issues.
Yeah, maybe. It's just
Okay.
uintahprecision.com. If you can't find us, usually if you Google bolt action AR, we're probably generally the first 10 options. So
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jason. Thanks again for joining us, and thanks to everybody on the side. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button before you jump off the video, and let the folks know that your other folks know that hopefully in about a month or so, we'll have a trigger contest up on the website too. All right, thanks everybody. You be safe out there. God bless. Moondog and Jason out.
see ya. Thanks.
Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.